Hey, welcome back to Nikki and Carly's podcast. What episode are we on today, Carly? Do you know? Is it 10?
9 or 10. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's hard to keep track. We've
it
had
is.
so many now.
So much fun. So, my IT guy is back, but he's currently being occupied with the grandbaby, and I don't blame him. He's way too cute. He's here.
Oh my gosh, he's
I know,
so
it's
cute.
so cute. Okay, I have to take these pants off. Hold on. So, I gotta tell you this story real quick. So, my hips, my legs are really long, right? So, all of my pants look like they come up really, really high. So I bought these jeans and they're super, super high waisted. So I tucked in my sweater today. And Jake always teases me about how my pants always look like they're up to my armpits. So I tucked my sweater in and I pulled the pants up high. I walked in. I was like, bye, I'll see you later. And he's like, oh.
He noticed?
Yeah, he
I
didn't
was
want to
wondering if he would even notice.
he didn't want to say anything because he was like, oh, because I always say, well, that's where my hips are. So but these are not. These are way up high over like my ribs. So they're just be happy you can't see below this camera because Mama got the pants undone. So anyway, so what do you got going on this week, Carly? Would you have anything interesting?
Not really. I mean, we had the Winterfest at the school, so we took Dane up there, and he was so cute because we're walking in, and I swear he is the mayor, and everywhere we go, everybody knows him. Somebody will know him and be like, Dane, Dane, hey Dane, how you doing? And so we're walking into school, and all the kids are lined up against the wall hanging out, and they're all like, Dane, Dane, and he's walking
He
like
does. He's like, oh, please, like, not right now. No pictures, please.
Well, normally he's like, okay, paparazzi, like I'm done with this. Okay, leave me. I'm just trying to get to point A to point B. And like the other night, it was so cute. He was all excited to wave hi to everybody. It's so sweet. But yeah, and then he when we were there, they had a Santa there, and he was the cutest Santa. He was so sweet, and he was just talking to him. And Dane just went up, put his arm around him, and he's just holding on to him, just loving him and talking to him and listening to Santa and everything that he has to say. And then, but then, I told you we went to take pictures with Santa a couple weeks ago. Well,
Yeah,
I could look. I'm looking
with
at Dane, and
with
he's
creepo Santa.
got creepo Santa. So I'm looking at Dane, and he's kind of looking at Santa, and he's like that look like you don't look
Hmm.
the same. Your nose is more buttoned.
You smell like
Like
beef and cheese.
you, you sit on a throne of lies. But it was cute. He loved it. He had so much fun. Sorry, my hair is in my face. It's tickling
See,
me this time.
yeah, see, it's a real thing. Well, it's
But
funny
yeah.
because Jake has a fabulous beard, and people will come across the room just to compliment him on his beard. But he said he said a couple people are like, you look like Santa. He's like, thank you.
What do you say to that?
I know. They're like more like the Kurt Russell Santa, and he's like, I've never seen that movie, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I always tease him whenever he starts to put on weight. I'm like, be careful. The little kids are gonna start sitting on your lap.
Giving you a list of toys.
Yeah. But I have a confession. I like him a little bit thicker, so whenever he starts working out and he gets too thin, I start putting cookies out and brownies out.
All right, Mrs. Claus.
I know I can't. I'm like I like him with a little meat on him, and when he starts to get skinny, I'm like, oh, it's time for cookies. Definitely
Yep.
time for cookies. There's been cookies in my house, but the unfortunate I get a little thicker too. I'm like, crap, this is really
The
not working
struggle
out.
is real. It really is. Grandma's been in town, and we've brownies. Like I ate
Oh,
brownies tonight. I'm like,
oh
feel
man,
so fat right now.
I know. I bought those little Christmas tree cakes. Oh, they're awful. They're terrible. They've been sitting on the shelf. Well, I mean, they might have brought them back out from last Christmas, but I mean,
You'll never know.
yeah, you never
You'll
know.
never know.
But I'm like, man, I just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna have one. But golly, they get me. They get me.
It's
But
so good. How was
uh,
your week?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I've been painting a lot. So uh, I I was commissioned to paint a bottle for a friend of mine, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I think I could do this. So I painted some liquor bottles and some wine bottles and stuff, and I put it out there, and now I'm like, oh, everybody's like, it's like unlocking a new talent that people didn't know you had, and they're like,
Yeah, and you're really good at it, and they're so cute. Oh my
thank
gosh,
you.
I love them so much.
They
If you
are
guys
really
haven't
fun.
seen them, go look at her Facebook because,
Yeah,
well, did you post them on Facebook?
yeah. I posted on Facebook, and then a friend of mine ordered 15 of them, and then I've had
Okay,
a couple other people order some. So I've been catching up on the
they're
orders I've
so
been
cute.
painting. So yeah,
So
it's been really fun.
proud sister, proud sister.
the, the funny thing is I'm wondering when our friends are going to start asking you to paint them bottles there.
I know.
That's usually how it happens. But yeah, so I've been painting a lot, and I've had a whole bunch of parties this week, and so I had ugly sweater party, and I changed my mind about my ugly sweater. I didn't like it at the last minute, so I was like, I'm gonna paint some jeans, and Mom was like, oh yeah, because that's what you have time to do, to paint jeans before your party
Like,
tonight.
oh, like 10 minutes before your party.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing?
Yes.
And they weren't just like it wasn't just like a simple paint job. Like she did the whole Grinch down the whole
Yeah,
leg,
so I
and
did
then the
one Grinch
dog.
and Max on the other leg. So I'm gonna add to them, but they were fun. It was really fun to wear to the party.
They're
But
so cute. She
and then
got
my
commissioned to do one of those too.
yeah, and then my friend saw it. She was like, "Ooh, I need some of those." So I'm painting those, but hers are turning out way better than mine. So I'm like,
They're
I don't
super
think we can
cute.
wear them together. But
They're
yeah, I'm
both
excited
cute.
about them. So I have a lot of paint on me, and then Blaze came over today and we painted with him. He was so cute, painting his little feet and stuff, and he was
Oh
so excited about it.
gosh.
Doing the little globes. And so I was showing him one like that was finished to show him what we were doing. And it's Emily's hand. Well, Emily's getting ready to turn 21. So this little Christmas ball is 20 years old. And Blaze is bouncing it around the house like like a basketball. And I'm like, that's how much I love you. That thing is 20 years old, and I'm just letting you bounce it around the house. It's fine. It's a keepsake. It's fine.
It's survived this long.
That's what I know. Haley was like, "I'm so sorry. Should we take it?" I'm like, "It's 20 years old, and it's okay." I'm like, "That's the point." So I had a
Oh.
friend. She would she would serve tea and coffee in her antique china, and she said people would get like super weird about it and just be like, I can't use this. It's so old, because it was like 100 years old. And
Yeah.
she said, it's lasted 100 years. You're not gonna break it. I was like, good point. I'm like, that's the stuff you want to use, not the cheapo like new stuff that breaks all the time. So yeah, I thought that was really funny. So every time I see antiques, I'm like, if it hadn't broke by now, it's probably a good thing to have around. But
Unless you're my husband and we go on a trip and he's we get up early so we get our coffee and go sit outside and he's and Nolan got up from the chair and it was like a conjoined chair with those Adirondack chairs and it had the table in the center. Well,
oh
the
yeah, yeah.
table wasn't real secure. It was kind of sitting in. Well, Nolan got up, so Ted runs over and jumps in his seat like he's gonna get his seat. Well, the whole table just collapses and the coffee cup shatters, full of coffee all
Oh.
over the pool deck. I'm like, what is happening? Like, hopefully this wasn't a keepsake. Like, it wasn't like her
Yeah.
grandma's mug. I was so mortified. So here we are finding buckets to rinse coffee off the pool deck. I'm
Oh
like,
man. And
Theodore,
hope
get
none of
over
it gets
him.
in the pool.
I can't take him anywhere. But
He,
yeah, good thing
he
for old,
yeah.
strong stuff.
I had to buy all new glasses because when I hurt my arm, I had that nerve damage and I couldn't hold it, but my brain couldn't understand it. So every time I'd go get a glass out of the cabinet, I would just drop it. So we had company come over and we had two glasses. And I was like, "Oh no." And then and then the thing
That
that
to go
always
along with your silverware, you're like,
yeah,
look,
that's
it's a finger kind of night, like finger food.
oh gosh, I don't know. Like if you have kids at home, where do the forks go? Like
Where do they
where?
go?
Where do they go?
In the trash. That's where
Yeah, yeah.
they forget and throw it away, and then they don't want to dig in the trash, but they're like, "Ooh, that's gross."
Well, we'll do like family dinner on Sunday. Usually the kids come over on Sunday and they bring the baby and stuff. And this was a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have enough forks for our family. And I was like, oh no. And
So
when mom
mom,
was here, when mom was here, I'm like, Mom, serving spoon or baby fork? Like, those are your choices. so, so mom, I got a package in the mail the other day, and it was a whole set of silverware for forks because mom sent a whole bunch of forks again. And it's funny
pickle.
because Nancy and Leon bought a basket of like 100 forks, and they're all gone. I have no idea where they
I
go.
I swear your family thinks they're disposable because every time we come to your house, it's that way. Like
Never have forks.
serving fork or baby fork, the ones that people never use. So it's like
Well, remember the last time you guys were here was for, gosh, what was it for? Graduation, maybe?
graduation. Yeah, yeah.
I had to leave the party, go to Walgreens and buy forks and come back because we had no forks and our whole family was here. I was like, here's this little tiny Walgreens fork that like,
Chopsticks? Anyone chopsticks?
it might
Who's
as
up
well
for a challenge? Challenge?
don't
Chopsticks.
don't bite those too hard. They break in your mouth. It was so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. I can't even believe I'm sharing this here. We had a family come over for chili after church, and Jake and I both were like, "Do we have enough? Like, not chili. Do we have enough serving utensils for them?" And I had to put it in Tupperware. Like, it was because we only had like 4 bowls, and then I had to put the in Tupperware. It was awful, and a friend of mine teases me about it still today. She still gives me a hard time about it because, like, yeah, come over for chili, and then like different size Tupperwares, like the big lasagna ones. You're like, oh, this is really good. So bad.
Cheese in your chili?
Oh,
Oh,
and like I have
sister.
friends that have all of the serving stuff. I have this friend, and she is phenomenal at setting up a party. You know those people, like when you go to their house,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
perfect. It looks like Martha Stewart did it.
yeah, yeah.
That's what she does, and she has all these beautiful serving trays. And I'm like, I don't even have a spot for that. Let alone, I guess I can put it in my silverware drawer because that's empty. But I'm like, I don't even know where you put these trays, and I don't even know what to put on these trays when you bring them out. Like, there's no way. I got a charcuterie board, and it tells me what to put into each thing, and I'm like, it's like, how dumb are you that you you have to have a tray that has it labeled for you?
It helps though, right? For people like us.
Yeah. Well, and like, so I went to her Christmas party last year, and the table, I mean, the serving table was unbelievable. Like, had like the ferns from the tree draped all through the food, and like candles. I mean, it was absolutely stunning. So I'm like, I'm doing that. Well, all we did was pull little like like the trees out of our mouths because it was stuck in the plates. There was little tiny trees. I was like, nailed it. It was awful. It was so embarrassing. It was so bad. Anyway,
You're
I
like,
digress. It was terrible. I was embarrassed. And she was coming to my house for something, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like she can't see this. This is sad. Like she cannot see my display." I was If you ever want to know why you're not invited over, that's why I'm embarrassed. I'm like, "Here's my little beanie weenies and cheese that I bought out of a bag." No, as she comes over, she knows. She knows what to expect. There's always laundry on
well,
my couch. I'm gonna have a sign that says "Push it or fold it, your choice." But yeah,
you should. You should put that on there.
push it or fold it, your choice.
So we gotta get into our topic tonight.
Oh wait, I gotta tell you one more thing.
Oh yeah.
One more thing about that. So I decided one time that I was gonna just like air out the dirty laundry, like literally. Like this is me. Come to my house. I wasn't cleaning up. I was just gonna be like, we're friends now. You can be here. Big mistake. One, I don't think we were at that level of friendship. And two, she was pregnant, so she was like OCD nesting. And so she came, this
Oh.
woman came to my house and just started cleaning my house. Like she couldn't even sit down. I was like, oh, okay, never doing that again. I'm gonna go back to the lie, like, oh my gosh, my house is such a mess, but I've been cleaning it for 7 hours. I'm sweating. I'm trying not to smell like bleach so nobody knows I just cleaned the bathrooms for you.
Oh,
Like
you should
it's
probably check out the baseboards.
yeah. Well, I cleaned the house today because I have paint everywhere, like all over the kitchen. I have Popeyes for Christmas out. I have, oh my gosh. So when you look around your house and you're like, my kids have totally destroyed my house. There's shit everywhere, and you get
Yeah,
so mad.
every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me. I looked around and I was like, I have shit everywhere around the house. Every corner of my house I have destroyed. I mean, I had the whole kitchen table was covered in ribbon. The whole kitchen island is covered in paint. I had, I mean, I have jeans hanging from the lamp to dry. I mean, I have like literally shit everywhere around the house. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. And then I had to question how I judged my family so many years and lost my shit. And I feel like a crazy person because they don't care. They're like, it's fine. You just move somehow to eat at the table. I'm like, oh, you guys are so good to me. But yeah, so tonight the kids came over and I cleaned up. Well, I'm like, I'm not going to clean my bathroom because they're not coming in here. Uh, and I'm like, if I put the laundry on the bed or whatever, where were we? In my bathroom.
Always. Yeah, because you
The
had to
whole
rinse off his
family.
feet.
Yeah, because we painted his feet, so we gave him a bath. So he's in the bathtub. The whole family's in the bathtub. Emily calls FaceTime. Everybody, Jonathan's on FaceTime. The whole family's in the bathroom. And then we're putting the baby on the bed to dress him, so he's just jumping in the laundry. I'm like, I can't win. Anybody want to come into this beautiful sitting room I've set up so beautifully for Christmas? No, we're gonna go in the rooms that I didn't clean. That's awesome. Let's just hang out in there with all my shit that I've been hiding, because I had to put all that stuff somewhere. I mean, it is bad. Like I can, and then my friend came over to pick up those bottles, and I was like, I am so sorry. Like I can't even hide any of this stuff. Like there's nowhere to put it. It's just out. So
Oh, you're a mess.
a
What am
hot
I gonna do
mess.
with you?
Hot mess.
That was me too. A week ago, I was looking around, just going, "Gosh, I have my shit everywhere." I feel so bad right now because I do. I yell at my family like, "Stop leaving all your stuff everywhere."
Yeah. If Jake leaves his Bible on the kitchen table, I'm like, oh, can you find a place for this? Meanwhile, I have stuff. I have to repaint the laundry room from when I dropped the red paint. It looks like a murder scene in there still because the blood splattered all the way up the wall. And I'm
I feel
like,
bad because I feel like every time we're on the phone, you spill paint.
there's paint everywhere. I have paint. I was going to the store today and I'm like, oh, there's paint in my hair. And mom's like, okay, that's pretty normal. I'm like,
That's
there's,
normal for me every day.
yeah, I have paint.
I dip my hair in paint every day.
Like my fingernails are green, like not like a cute green, like a Grinch green. So it looks like I have like fungus under my fingernails.
We painted a brown house the other day, and I had like brown all over my hands. And I had to go pick up the boys from parties. They both had two birthday parties, so I had to go pick up Maddox from one and then Nolan from another. And I'm leaving the house, and Pop goes, "You gonna scrub your knuckles?" So I just wipe my butt, and wash my hands, and I hold my hands up, and they're just brown all over my hands because of
Oh,
course it gets everywhere. Like
everywhere.
I don't know how I get paint everywhere. I mean just anyway, it was pretty funny because he was like, you're gonna go to a party like that? You have doo doo on your hands."
When I dropped that black paint in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and I wear Crocs when I paint, so I dropped the paint, it hit the counter, and splashed back at me. So it went all over my shirt, all down my pants, and puddled into my Crocs. So my
Oh
feet, I was
no.
standing in black paint, and I was panicking because I had to get the black out of the grout and off the kitchen table and all over the
Yeah.
kitchen. So I had to go outside and just like strip down. I had paint all over me, but it was dripping off of me, so I had to get the grout. But so after, when I got everything cleaned up, I went get a pedicure because my feet were black and they needed to soak and like scrub them out. And the girl just looked at me like, ugh. And I'm like, it's paint. It's paint. She's like,
Were
right.
they drawing straws like they did when we went with Ted?
Yeah. You gotta tell a story about Ted.
All the girls are going to get a pedicure and manicure or whatever. We're all going,
For your
and
wedding.
Ted goes, "Oh, I want to go," and we're like, "Really? Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, I've never had one. I want to have it. That'd be so fun." And of course, we're so fun, so he wants to go with us. So we all show up, and all the workers are sitting out front eating lunch or something at the table, hanging out. And we show up and we're like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 pedicures, please. And they all stop and look at Ted. And then they, yeah, you see them, they're like doing like rock, paper, scissors. Like they all, I mean, they literally were like, and then you could see the lady who got chose. So she was like her
She,
face, demeanor,
oh,
everything went south. Like she
yeah.
was pissed.
Yeah, I mean, you thought she was like walking her death plank.
And we go in there and we're all getting pedicures, and Ted's falling asleep, farting.
Well,
What
the girl
is
that did his
happening?
pedicure was teeny tiny, and Ted's a big guy, and he's got big feet, and he's got working man feet. So I'm just gonna be nice about it, but he's got working
It's
man
what
feet.
humbles him.
And she's got her fingers through his toes, like rubbing them, and his foot was like the size of her chest, like. And so he falls asleep, and she's sitting at his knees level,
Waist
basically.
low, yeah.
And he rips the loudest fart you've ever heard. And we were like, oh, we're never coming back here. Like, we're not
Nope.
welcome here
I'm
ever
pretty
again.
sure we did not.
No, I don't think we ever went back. But the lady was like, because he was asleep. So he's not allowed to go with us anymore. We don't
No,
bring
he
him.
lost that privilege. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, Carly, I got the hair again.
Uh-oh. Uh,
But
so,
he does some crazy stuff, which is kind of leads us into our show.
yeah, so it's not you, it's me. So, well, let's start off with this since we're on the topic of Ted. He, one day, Nicole, we all text quite often, Nicole, Ted, and I. And he had texted Nicole thinking
Oh
that it was
gosh, I didn't
me.
know we were sharing this story. Oh gosh, do we have to share this story?
So it was
I don't
something,
know if I could relive
for
this again.
it was for his wife. Like it was
For
for
his
me.
wife and his wife only.
Yeah. So Nicole is like, good. She's mortified. But what does she
Mortified.
do?
I'm still throwing up in my mouth right now.
She's she's Nicole, so she goes and texts everybody, the whole family, and she says, "Text Ted that this is. Are you sure this is meant for me? Like that, you think you're the wrong person. Like, so she had the whole family text him back saying this, and he's freaking out, like, oh my, he's already mortified that he sent it to my
Well,
sister.
when he realized that he had sent it to me, like that it didn't go to he was so nervous because he realized that it didn't go to Carly, and so he shut his phone off, like thinking it was going to stop the text. And then, and then it only sent to me, but I couldn't let him know that, and he was too nervous, so he couldn't focus. And so that's when I had the whole family text. But I didn't tell the family what he texted. I just said
No, of
text
course
this to
not.
Ted. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've never told anybody what he texted, to be honest.
But he was so nervous. He
Oh
was
my
so
gosh. And
scared.
he called me back. So when he turned his phone back on, he had all these texts from the whole family. And I mean, he could have thrown up. He was so nervous. And so he calls me. He's like, for real, tell me. Did I really? I'm like, you text the whole family. You did a group text. Like, you texted everybody. He was like, tell me the truth. Stop it. Tell me the truth. It was the best. It was the worst and the best at the same time.
It's just so something Nicole would do.
Well, I mean, he deserved it. He shouldn't text me those things. I do not need to know those things.
And then I really want to tell the story too with the it's not you, it's me. Well, which one do you want to tell next?
What are my options?
Well, why don't you tell about Logan?
Oh yeah.
Looking.
Okay, so so Logan was playing football and was in high school, and he had gotten his first girlfriend. And so anyway, we're in the stands, and I'm always there early. I'm always like the mom there early. I'm always getting my seat. So my friend and I were sitting together, and and Logan comes out on the field, and so I see him looking in the stands. So I stand up. I'm like, "It's me, mommy's here. I'm right here. Like I'm over here. Look at me. I'm right here." And he's scanning the seats and scanning, goes right past me, and finds the girlfriend. And I'm like, "Oh, you were looking for me. It's fine." And so I sit back down, and my girlfriend, is hysterically laughing. She's like, "That is the most painful thing I've ever seen." She's like, "I'm embarrassed for you." He's totally didn't just scared right, and I'm like, "It's me. I'm right here. Mommy's right here. I'm right over here." And he
The
just
fact
totally
that
went past
somebody
me.
else saw it and called you out on it is even
Oh
better. They're
gosh.
like,
And we were just talking about that the other day. We were talking about that, and she just started laughing. She was like, "Yeah, that was really painful to see." But and that's the worst. Like when you think somebody's talking to you, and then you're like, "Hi," and then it's
hey.
not you. And you're like, "Oh gosh,
Did that
oh."
the other day. I literally did that the other day at church. There was a lady, somebody I knew. I thought she was waving at me, but she wasn't. And I was like, oh.
so so
Praise Jesus.
at church, this is funny that you brings up. So at church, I joined this small group, but I hadn't met any of the women in it. I only knew the
Yeah.
leader of it. And so she texted me and she said, "Hey, why don't we meet, at church? I'll look for you, whatever." And I'm like, "Okay." So I text, "I'm in a blue jumpsuit." And she's like, "Okay, I'm sitting in the middle. I'm going to stand up and wave to you." And so I'm like, "Okay." So I look over, and there's a woman standing and wave, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I get up out of my seat, and I go over to the center, and I get there. She sits down and turns away, and I'm like, "That's super weird." Like, like I'm in a blue jumpsuit. She just said she was standing up and waved to me, and so I like, "Okay, are you waving?" And she's like, "I'm gonna do it again." And the lady starts waving again, and I'm like, "I'm right here. Like I'm literally standing next to you."
Oh,
It was the wrong lady. And she was waving to a woman in a different blue jumpsuit. So
that's
we were
so
both off,
funny.
and we actually met after. And the woman that was waving, that I thought was supposed to be the woman I was meeting, was at a party.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You have no idea what you did to me today." And she was hysterically laughing. I was like, "I totally thought you were waving to me, and you were not. She was waving to someone that was sitting next to me." I was like, "Oh, this is so awkward." It was so funny. Like, what are the chances that the woman would stand up and wave both times the lady text?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, at church a couple weeks ago, Ted did that with a lady though he thought was the pastor's wife, and he goes up behind her and she's talking to this lady that we needed to talk to because we got the boys baptized, and we needed to talk to her about the baptism. So he walks up behind her and he's like, "Hey, lady, it's my turn." And the woman turns around and she's like, "Who are you? Like what?" And he goes, "Oh, hey, uh, it's my turn. I thought you were someone else. I thought you were."
I did that at Costco to somebody. She was like looked identical to my friend from the back, and I was like, "Hey, lady," I said, "Move out of the way," and she turned around and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I thought you were my friend," and she's like, "Right, like if it was your friend, you would know, I promise she was like a cutout. It's almost like you want to show them your friend so that they know that you're not really just being a weirdo.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, so that makes me think of when I had a minivan, and I had a light silver minivan, and then I traded it in and got a dark gray minivan. Well, we went to the soccer store and I had to get some stuff. I put it on hold. I go out to the car. I have the kids with me. And I'm like, "Hey, Ted, what should I do about this? I put it on hold. Do you want me to buy it? Whatever." It was like cleats or something. So he's like, "Go ahead and buy them. If they don't fit me, I'll return them." I'm like, "Okay, great." Well, I didn't want to bring all three kids back into the store. So I leave them in the car. Well, I think Nolan was like 12,
Yeah,
11 or
he
12.
was old enough to be in the car.
Yeah, he was older, but I'm a paranoid mom. Like, I do not like leaving my
Helicopter
kids
mom,
in
is
the
that what you
car.
said?
Yeah, that's me. So I'm paranoid, so I do not like leaving my kids in the car. And we are in a good neighborhood. Like we were in Julington Creek, like it's a family neighborhood. Like people aren't nervous around here, right? But I am. So I get out and I run back into the store. I'm like, Nolan, lock the doors. I'll be right back. I run into literally run. I'm a paranoid mom. So I run and grab the cleats real quick and then I run out and I run and I'm in a rush. Now I open that door and I open it super fast because I'm gonna jump in the car. And this woman goes, throws her hands up. She's sitting in her driver's seat, throws her hands up, screaming at me, and I'm outside like, ah, I'm so sorry. Oh, this isn't my car. I thought this was my car. That's my car. But I swear this was my car 2 weeks ago. I same color because it was the light silver one, and my car is a dark gray. So she's probably like, "Yeah, right, lady."
Right,
I'm like,
weirdo.
"I swear, my car was this color 2 weeks ago. Like, this is my new van." And she was mortified. That woman is never gonna sit in her car with her doors
No,
unlocked
her doors are
again.
locked always. She's like, there's
I
crazy people in this neighborhood.
She probably peed her pants because I know I almost did. I about sat in her lap. Like I was about to jump in this car.
I've done that where I came out of Publix and the kid was pulling my groceries for me. And I'm pushing the button and I'm like, why won't my thing open? Like, why isn't my back
Yeah.
opening? And I'm like, oh, that one's opening, but mine's not opening. And I was totally brought the kid to the wrong car. I mean, like, my car is parked on the exact opposite side, all
Yeah, but
open.
luckily you didn't run and open the door with her sitting in the
No.
front seat. Like I scared the life out of that woman. She scared the life out of me. Oh my gosh. So
No
then I had
kidding.
to do the walk of shame over to my car. I was like 3 parking spots away, but there was no cars in between. So she got to watch me walk to my car and get in.
That looked totally different than yours.
Totally different. It was dark gray, and hers was that light silver. I was like, oh my gosh, I swear this was my car 2 weeks ago.
That is so embarrassing. That is so awkward.
Oh, it was so funny. Oh,
I
so
did.
funny.
So I did at the grocery store. So Jake and I will go to the grocery store together, and like he'll push the cart, and I kind of wander and grab stuff and put things in. And so I gave him the cart, and we're going, and I'm up ahead of him because he walks slow. So I'm up ahead of him, and I vaguely hear like this kind of chatter going on. So I look back, and this woman is yelling at Jake because he has her cart with her purse in it, and he's just pushing it around. I gave him the lady's cart. So basically, I stole her cart and then gave it to him to push around. And so he doesn't know that's not my purse. So he's just pushing it, and the lady's yelling at him for taking her purse. And he's trying to tell her that my wife, and I'm like, peace out, I'm out. I ran away.
Yeah, oh yeah, you left him?
Yeah, yeah, like you, traitor. But yeah, that was the best. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just left him there with that lady's purse.
That's so funny.
But yeah, poor Jake. I get him into some stuff.
What about Emily? I feel like you need to tell the story about Emily and
Oh, not you, it's me. Yeah. So Emily was a little girl. She had been like 4. And
she's little.
yeah, she was talking and had her own opinions. So our Emily's always been, she's always been a strong-willed child. And so she's always had opinions about how she dresses, and she decided she was done eating baby food at 6 months and just gummed meat until she got teeth at 12 months. We actually thought we were going to have to get her x-rayed for teeth. I didn't even know that was a thing because she had no teeth at 12 months. We were like, that's a thing. So she decided one day she wasn't going to sit in a high chair. So she's done with it. So she just stood at the table because she couldn't fit in the chair. So
Yeah.
so this is Emily, right? So she's our strong-willed child. So we're in the bathroom, and we're washing our hands, and the woman is right next to us at the sink, and Emily said something about her purse. And I said, "Oh, that's really sweet. You like her purse?" And she said, "No, I don't like her purse. I don't like her hair. I don't like her shoes. I don't like her." She said, "I don't like her face and I don't like her butt." And the woman was, I mean, we're not even a foot from each other, and this woman is now mortified. Like, I'm like, you just made a grown woman go to the car and cry. Like, she literally just left here and went to the car and cried. I was so embarrassed. I mean, what do you do? I'm like, I'm
And
so
I don't
sorry.
like her butt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like her face and I don't like her butt. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you can't stop them. I mean, you don't know what she's going to say. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I have thrown myself in front of people so that my children will not see them.
Oh my gosh, I know. I have too. Yeah.
Like toddlers.
Yeah.
Like, I will throw my body in front of them so that they will not say something that will ruin our reputation in the community.
Yeah. I've been there too. What?
Oh gosh, when we were at Walmart, oh,
Yeah.
and Logan was learning big and small, tall, short, all of those things, right? And so we're in the cart again, woman checking us out. We're just on the other side, and Logan says, "That's a big lady, Mama." And I'm like, just staring at her, and she's staring at me, and like, "Are you gonna say something?" And I'm like, "Well, you are a big lady." And if I tell him you're not a big lady, then that just defeats all of the stuff we've been learning, and I'm gonna start over. And she's looking at me like I'm about to whoop your ass, and I'm like, I clearly know that. I know that we're gonna throw hands, but I can't tell him you're not a big lady. Like, so we're having
Am
this
I
whole
gonna
like
lie to
eye
my
conversation.
kid?
Yeah, we're having this whole eye conversation at Walmart, and I'm thinking, yeah, she's gonna whoop me, and I probably deserve it because, yeah. I was like, yep. And then we were at Costco, and the guy that was helping us with our groceries, Logan said, "Mama, he's black." And I was like, and this man had the blackest, most beautiful skin you have ever seen. I mean, just this, like, you want to just touch him. He looks so soft.
Yeah.
And I mean, but he was literally jet black. And he was like, "He's black." And the guy just looked down at Logan and goes, "Yes, I am." I was like, "Oh, thank God." I'm like, thank God we didn't have to go through that. I didn't even know what to say.
What if he was like, what if he came back like, what? I'm not black, I'm white. Like, what if he's like, I'd have messed with him.
Oh, no, yeah. No, you'd messed him up his whole life. You'd have been like backwards. Big, small. No, we can't do it. So,
I was trying to think if my kids did any of that. And I know they have, but.
oh, your kids have done that to me. Like, I've been out and they've done that where, you're in the bathroom and somebody's making noise in another stall and they're like laughing at it. You're like, oh gosh, no, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
Or if it's me and I'm like, shh, don't.
Oh my gosh, you know what story I just thought of? We're
Huh.
totally off course here, but I've got to share it because this is perfect. So, so it's perfect because Nate gets his braces off on Monday. And when Carly got her braces off, she made a comment to us that her teeth were big. And you can't say something like that to us because we just run with it. Like that's now you've done it.
And they keep running. They keep running.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump in it.
Yeah. So anyway, so Carly always felt like she had big teeth, but she didn't. She just wasn't used to seeing them without braces. And so anyway, we went out to dinner with my dad's girlfriend and her mother. And her mother was old. She was just old.
Yeah, she was like 80 something at the time. She was like 81.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, we were like, wow. But she was from the generation that she had to say something nice about you when she met you, whether she believed it or not. So we walk up and we are introducing ourselves and she looks at Carly and she's like, "Oh, you have such big, beautiful teeth." And we are now. Jake and I are hysterical, cannot pull it together. Like, we're like, no way, she just said that. And then she turns to me and she eyeballs me up and down, totally looks me up and down, and she goes, "You're so athletic, I was like, oh, I was like, oh my gosh. So now the three of us are hysterically laughing because we can't eat dinner
And
now.
she's standing there like, what did I say? Like, what?
Like, and you can't hit an 80-year-old woman. 'Cause so we have not. So now it's so funny. Anytime I made Carly, we left dinner. I made Carly go to the mall with me. I bought the sparkliest feminine shirt you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. I'm like, I have to feel better about myself. So now it's like a big joke. Like, if I ever look athletic, oh, you're so athletic. If somebody asks, you'd be surprised how many times it comes up.
They always say to me, what's with the long face? Oh.
Well, and Carly's teeth are so white too, so it doesn't. It just totally like they're always so white and pretty. So we're always making fun of her, but that's the best. But man, like really.
Well, then
like,
I went to it always happens to me too. And like, they'll always be around if somebody mentions my teeth, and then it's a big joke and everybody laughs. But I went to the dentist and I'm sitting in the chair and she goes, gosh, I wish I had such big, beautiful teeth like you. Like, bitch, please, your teeth are big. Like, looking at her teeth, like, you better not be commenting on mine, or yours are bigger than mine.
Right? I think we actually measured our teeth to see how big, if yours were actually bigger. They just look bigger on you because you're smaller.
It is, because Ted always says it too, and I'm like, yo, we have the same size teeth. Like, come here. And we did it. We took a picture of our teeth next to each other. And they were the same size. We had to do it with our eyes too, because he goes, we don't have the same color eyes. Mine are prettier. And I said, no, they're not. We have the same. And we took a picture with our eyes next to each other, and they were the same.
Isn't it funny, the random stuff you do?
I know. I have to do a little proving, I feel like. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what so this week I was trying to play a song for my sister.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Yeah. So this is the random shit I get from my sister all the time. Hold on. Let me see. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh no, it went away, Mom. Alexa, resume.
Which planet are you more interested
No, I'm not interested in the planets.
Jupiter.
Resume. Resume music.
Which planet are you more interested in? Neptune, Jupiter.
I was trying to play Ave Maria for you. Oh, bye.
Which
This is the voicemail I get from my sister. Or and here's the thing that you have to know about that is that Carly will sing everything. She sings if you say a line that sounds like a verse from a song, the girl's in full songbird mode, like singing, and her goal is to sing the national anthem, right?
Yeah. One of these days.
Oh, God, one of these days. At least I know my limits.
I was on the phone the other night singing Sound of Music, dancing around, frolicking around my kitchen with Mom.
Oh, okay. And then the
Singing
Christmas
Sound
season.
of Music to my sister.
The Christmas season doesn't help. I mean, if she hears anything, she's like one little ting 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 ting, and she's like off singing, and you're like, oh no.
Christmas is here, ring.
This week we're gonna be on Monday night instead of Sunday night, the holiday season. So we'll probably be kind of moving around a little bit, but we'll be on Monday night next week. And I think anything else, Carly? I mean, we're good. I don't even know what we're going to talk about next week. Who knows what this week will bring? That'll bring up, oh gosh. I don't even think half these stories were on our list tonight. Like we usually have like a story or two on the list just so we know we're kind of hitting a mark. But man, tonight was fun. I forgot about all those things. So.
Such big, beautiful teeth.
You're so athletic. I'm not even athletic.
We're
But
never gonna live either one of those down.
No, we're not. And now we've just put it out there to the world. So
I know. So everyone's gonna be commenting on my teeth and how athletic you look.
yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, and you can follow us on YouTube. You can like and subscribe, and also you can see us on Spotify. You can listen to us on all the podcasters. So hope to hear your comments and let us know when you've had a "it's not you, it's me" story, when you've done something stupid and you knew it was your fault. Anyway, we'd love to hear from you. Have a great night.
Thanks.